start spreading the news. The UFC is coming to NYC. The first event in New York City is the biggest fight night in UFC history. UFC 205 three-title fight Saturday, November 12th. At the top of the card, Irish superstar Conor McGregor tries to become the first fighter to hold two belts when he takes on lightweight champ Eddie Alvarez. There will be fireworks.
Oh, he's close.
Plus, Tyron Woodley defends his welterweight belt for the first time against the Wonder Boy, Stephen Thompson.
First round TKO!
And in the women's strawweight division, two Polish superstars go head-to-head.
Oh, man. Big right hand.
Three title fights plus battles for Chris Weidman, Cowboy Cerrone, Miesha Tate, and Frankie Edgar.
The answer with a huge statement tonight!
UFC 205, there's never been a card like this, and I have a preview. I'm Scott Patrick, and you're watching the UFC on Dish. When Miesha Tate is the sixth biggest fight, you know you have an all-star card. UFC 205, Saturday, November 12th. At the top of the card, Eddie Alvarez tries to keep his lightweight belt from the fast-talking, hard-hitting Conor McGregor. The fight is Saturday the 12th, the first UFC event ever in New York City, and you can watch all the action live with Dish pay-per-view. In fact, you can pre-order the fight right now on channels 473 and 474. Order it online at mydish.com/UFC or punch in these numbers into your phone, 1-877-347-4778. That's 1-877-DISH-PPV. Conor McGregor is the biggest star in the UFC. He already holds the featherweight belt, and he says he won't stop until he owns a second one. He wants the lightweight title held by Eddie Alvarez. Alvarez took the belt in July from Rafael dos Anjos, knocking him out in the first round.
That is it! Eddie Alvarez is the UFC lightweight champion!
The battle for the lightweight belt is already underway.
Go ahead, sir. Conor, coming off a couple big fights at 170. We know your history at 145, now 155. This move to lightweight. Tell us your thoughts on it.
I'm very happy with the 155-pound weight limit. I feel of all the divisions I've ran around and ran through, 155 I feel will be the one where I will take over the most, so I look forward to that.
I have a question for Eddie Alvarez. In an interview with CBS in August, you said that Conor McGregor was not a good fighter and, quote, that he ain't You're going into this fight now. Do you still maintain those strong feelings going into this fight?
When I mention fighter, you guys are thinking about technique. I'm not thinking about technique. I'm thinking, when I say fighter, I'm talking about how you deal with adversity, how you deal with being in a bad situation. He deals terribly with being in bad situations and don't come back. I've been whooping his style. I've been whooping that style a long, long time. He's a stocky, stuffed wrestler with an overhand. That's it. So I've been beating these guys up.
Tell him
before.
the truth. You ain't got a shot. Tell him the truth. You ain't got a shot.
One round you're gonna.
You ain't got a shot.
One round
your coach knows you ain't got a shot.
One round.
And anyone who knows anything about
you and your
knows
coach.
you ain't got a
You
shot.
and your coach.
You ain't got a shot.
Conor, one more question.
You're here because you're the easiest dude in this division. That's why you're here.
Conor, one more question. What did you think
Take
about
them stupid ass glasses off.
Yeah, make me. 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 You took them off. You took them off.
Thank you. You took them off.
Conor, last question. What did you think about Eddie's fight against dos Anjos?
I thought it was very sloppy. The shot selection was very, very poor. He got blessed. He got blessed with a lucky shot. His UFC career has been horrendous. He's very, very lucky to be in the position he is in. He understands that. That's why he took this fight on the money he was on the last fight. I mean, that says it all.
Last question to Eddie. What were your genuine thoughts on the Diaz fight, Diaz-McGregor?
This guy got 8 minutes of fighting him, that's it. He quits after 8 minutes, every fight. He's not a championship fighter, he's never been, and he's never, ever fought anyone in the UFC like me, ever.
Hey, Dana.
Just another broke bum trying to sell some That's it. He's broke and he's desperate. And he's trying to make it like, McGregor's this, McGregor's that. We've heard it all before. He's just another broke bum that can't afford to pay his bills. So that's all that is.
Conor, after your last few fights, I'm just wondering, is Mystic Mac back? And if so, what his prediction for the next fight is?
You know, I feel Eddie, I've nothing against
Careful, be careful.
I've nothing against Edward. Oh, what? Oh, what?
Careful.
What you gonna do? Oh, what? You gonna do something over there?
Be careful.
Shut your mouth. I run New York. I run this whole and Mystic Mac predicts I'm gonna KO you inside 1 round.
Conor, can you tell us what you're going to do with the titles? Dana said today that you will keep the featherweight belt up until this fight.
I'm gonna wrap one on one shoulder, I'm gonna wrap the other on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need an army to come take them belts off me.
Conor McGregor has 1 belt, he wants 2. And I think Alvarez just wants to shut Conor up. UFC 205 is Saturday, November 12th. You can pre-order the fight right now on channels 473 and 474. Order it online at mydish.com/UFC or just give us a call at 1-877-DISH-PPV. This is the first UFC event ever in New York City, and 2 top fighters could not be happier. Chris Weidman was born and raised on Long Island, and Frankie Edgar is a Jersey boy.
Question for Chris Weidman. You didn't get this fight done until last night, early this morning. Can you imagine not being a part of this card?
Man, this is a dream come true. This last week, Daniel will tell you, has been crazy. We made it happen. I'm here. I've been envisioning this for so long, and we're here right now, and we got this fight in about 6 weeks, and I can't wait to come out here and fight in front of all you guys, man.
Frankie, growing up in Jersey, what did Madison Square Garden mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's the world's most famous arena. Look at these fans. I mean, this is what it's all about. It's a lifelong dream to fight here. I've been lobbying with the UFC since 2010, I think. You know, so I deserve to be here, and I'm happy to put on a show for these guys.
Weidman, what's your goal after this match here in New York City?
My goal is to win this fight and then go fight for the belt.
That's what I wanted to
Hopefully right here in Madison Square Garden again. Hopefully I never have to leave.
Frankie, your first fight was in the Underground show right here in New York City. Tell me what it means to you to see the sport evolve this much to where it's finally made it to the New York and you're fighting on the big show.
Yeah, you know, fighting back in 2005 with no rules, no weight classes, throwing headbutts to fight to the Garden, man. It's been a hell of a 12 years, man.
UFC 205 is the first UFC event in New York City, and you can watch it live from wherever you are right now with Dish pay-per-view. Don't miss the action Saturday, November 12th. The welterweight belt is also up for grabs. Tyron Woodley took the title away when he KO'd Robbie Lawler back in July.
Oh, he tagged him. Big shot. It's over.
For his first defense, he'll face the Wonder Boy, Stephen Thompson. Now, Thompson has not lost in 5 years, and he's ready for a shot at the belt.
That's it, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
My question is to Tyron Woodley, who comes into New York and they're booing you.
This is the first time I've been getting booed. It's actually kind of dope.
When you fought Robbie, there was absolutely no animosity, just no venom, and you were able to knock him out. And now you're fighting Wonderboy, and there is a bit of drama from your side. You do dislike him. What's the story behind that?
First of all, I'm gonna give the fans a chance to boo. Go ahead and boo, get it out the way. There you go. Yeah, done? All right, so first off, you can boo if you want, but it's one thing you have to call me. You have to call me the welterweight champion of the world. And I knocked out the most vicious welterweight, the fighter of the year, with fights of the year, in record-breaking time, so you have to respect me, no matter what. Number two, The first opportunity that the Wonder Boy fight was offered to me officially, I accepted the fight the first time. And I gave you a chance to boo, let me finish my statement. And my legacy, number one, does not depend on what an individual thinks of me. I'm a high-level athlete. My resume speaks for itself. And I will fight Wonder Boy November 12th, and everybody will see why I'm the best welterweight in the world.
This question's for Stephen Thompson. You had said before the welterweight title fight that you were more interested in fighting Robbie Lawler. Do you regret those comments now, seeing how that went, and what's your assessment of the fight going into it?
Well, at the time, I thought Robbie Lawler was going to win. So obviously, he was the guy that was standing in front of me. He's the guy that had the title, the belt. So that's who I wanted to face. And whoever's got that belt is the guy that I want, man. And Tyron's got the belt. We're gonna be facing in UFC 205 right here, baby. This is my home away from home. So I appreciate all you guys. Thank you.
Woodley versus Thompson for the welterweight belt. UFC 205 is Saturday, November 12th. You can pre-order the fight right now on channels 473 and 474. Order it online at mydish.com/UFC, or just give us a call at 1-877-DISH-PPV. There are two great women's fights on the card. Miesha Tate is back for her first fight after losing the bantamweight title to Amanda Nunes. That was back in July. Tate will take on Raquel Pennington. She's won her last 3 bouts. And the women's strawweight title is up for grab. 2 Polish superstars are battling for the belt. And look, I'm not going to be the one to screw up their names. They're right here on your screen right now. And these women, they're tough as hell. Don't want to mess up their names.
My question is for Joanna. As you can see, New York loves you. Huge Polish population here in New York. What is your assessment of your opponent, and how do you get this one done?
Hi guys, hello New York. Guys, thank you so much. I wanted to fight on this card so badly, and I was like asking Dana so many times, but I'm finally here and I'm happy to face Karolina in New York on 205. I asked for Karolina. She beat Rose in her last fight, so she's here, and probably Polish ladies rule the world, that's all.
Karolina, what are your thoughts on facing Joanna? How do you feel that you need to prepare for her, and what is your assessment of her as a fighter?
I am ready for this fight. I work for this. And I can't wait. My dreams come true. Joanna is the best on the world, and I want to fight with the best.
The day has finally arrived. This monumental moment is now upon us.
And now we're going to have an event at the most iconic venue in all of combat sports, Madison Square Garden. It's really historic.
It truly is. November cannot come soon enough. The wait is finally over.
The women's strawweight title is up for grabs at UFC 205 Saturday, November 12th. At the top of the card, Conor McGregor is trying to earn his second belt, but Eddie Alvarez does not want to give it up. And welterweight champ Tyron Woodley has his first defense against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. The first ever fight in New York City is one of the best cards ever. 3 title fights, plus Chris Weidman, Miesha Tate, and much, much more. There's nothing like watching the UFC live, and Dish Pay-Per-View has you covered. Pre-order the fight right now on channels 473 and 474. Order it online at mydish.com/UFC, or just give us a call right now at 1-877-DISH-PPV. UFC 205 Saturday, November 12th, maybe the best card ever. Watch it live with Dish Pay-Per-View. I'm Scott Patrick, and you're watching the UFC on Dish.
Welcome to the Empire State. Stand up. I'm a BK brother. On Madison Square, catch me at the fight.
Conor McGregor!
Sensational. From New York City, right, Cam?
Big shot! Tyron Woodley! Wow! What a night, ladies and gentlemen!
Order now on Dish Pay-Per-View.